Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Oh, it's lucky. Mic sounds good. Mic sounds good. Shalom, shalom.
Wow.
All right, first and foremost, want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bashima Mashiach, Wamalaki Yahushai. Peace and blessings to everybody that's tuning in and that will tune in at a later time. Right, we're finna deep dive into this thing, man. Go ahead, Cap.
Shalom, man, to the Akwatium, right? That's really 10 toes down in this thing, man. Obeying all the commandments of the Lord, right? Hyper focus on the commandments of the Lord, man, and teaching the young ones to do so as well. And Shalom to the Banya Yasharala, right? The children of Israel that's out here reverencing the Lord, right? Respecting their mother and their father and listening to their commandments, and as well listening to the commandments of the Most High God, Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna dive into some of these artifacts, historical accounts, etc., precepts. So we got to prove the validity of the Bible. That's why the title is the Bible true, right? There's a plethora of things out there that can attest to the validity of the Bible, why it stands strong to this day, and here's a fun fact too, right? The Bible, right? The scriptures is the most popular book in the history of the world, right? In the history of the world, and that's just facts, right? Yeah, man. So we're finna get into a lot of these artifacts, go into some of these precepts. We gotta believe in these last days because belief is faith, and if you don't have faith in these last days, man, you just holding on by a limb to the doctrines and the understandings and the teachings of what the world has to offer, and all of these things come to naught. Right? Let me get this real quick in the book of Acts. Right, I think it's chapter 5. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen right now. So let me find it first, real quick. I was just reading it, so next chapter. Let's see.
I got one right quick while you look for that.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 12, and verse number 6 to 7. Right? And it reads, why did I say 13? Lock it. 6. Psalms 12, 6 to 7. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver is tried in the furnace of the earth, purified 7 times. Right? So the words of the Lord, man, they're true, right? And they're tried. So you can always go and see these different historical monuments or this historical evidence that's left behind, because the Lord wants you to know, right? Yahweh Bashim Yahweh wants you to know that everything he prophesied, it came true. So that way, at the end of the day, those same prophecies that's gonna come true later on, right? We also could believe in those. So, and I also want to give verse 7. Thou shalt keep them, O Yahweh, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever, right? So, and this generation is a wicked and abominable generation. So the Lord is going to keep us, right, from this wicked and perverse generation. How? By the way of how
Khan, all praises, all praises. Right. Yeah, I just want to bring this up right here in Acts as well. Right. I'm gonna start at verse 34, right? Acts 5 and 34 says, Then stood there up one in the council, a Pharisee named Gamaliel, a doctor of the law, had in reputation among all the people, and commanded to put the apostles forth a little space, and said unto them, Ye men of Israel, take heed to yourselves what ye intend to do as touching these men. Right? So on another fold, man, you got people out here trying to knock down the words of the Most High, right? Trying to scoff and scorn all day about the validity of the scriptures, right? The faith in Hamashiach Yahushai, and the faith of the Most High God Yahweh, right? Verse 36. For before these days rose up Theodotus, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who was slain, and all as many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught. Right? So this man Theodotus stood up, and he created an insurrection. He created his own type of gathering that was not based on the faith or based on the Most High. Right? After this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of taxing, and drew away much people after him. He also perished, and all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of God, ye cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found even to fight against the Most High, right? So the scriptures, man, the Bible and everything that we're bringing out, truth on the corners, teaching, doing these lives, bringing out historical accounts, prophecies, all of this stuff is of the Most High, right? It's not of men. Because if it was not of the Most High, this thing would have been done away with a long time ago. It would have came to not a long time ago. But guess what? The scriptures are still holding strong to this day. The truth is still holding strong to this day, all the way to the last days, man, and to the last day, right? When the Most High God comes back. These prophecies are still coming true, even in the times that we're living in now. So if it be of men, hey, man, this would have been done away with a long time ago. But we know that it's not of men. Therefore, this thing is going to prosper and continue to prosper until the time of a Mashiach Yahushua comes back and takes us back home, man. Most High willing, right? So all praises to the Most High for that one.
That's right.
Con. You got something else, King?
I do, but I want to get into a little bit of the validity, pull up some facts right quick.
Con, I got some right here, right? So, of course, we all know, right, about a lot of these biblical artifacts, whether it be the Moabite stone or the Mesha steel, right, the Los Lunas stone, all of this pottery and ancient sightings, and all of this stuff compiled proves the validity of the Bible on its own, right? And of course, we have prophecy, and of course, we have history to coincide that. That's why when we teach, we say it's according to history, archaeology, and prophecy. Threefold can attest to not only the validity of the Bible, but to also prove that we are the children of Israel today, right? Point blank, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You cannot get around that, right? So
That's right.
I do want to bring up, of course, Puerto Rico, right? The Puerto Ricans, which just simply means rich port. We all know that that is a byword that was given to them by their oppressors, known as the conquistadors, etc. But there's something very, because a lot of people know about this, but they don't really deep dive into the article and really dig deep about how this matter came to about. And the matter that I'm talking about is the 800 ancient Hebrew artifacts that were found on the island of so-called Puerto Rico, right? So I want to get into that right here. I'm gonna pull this up, right? So again, peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. Waltizi, Shalom, Mark, Shalom. Right, so let's get into this. Boom, here we go. Is it there? Yeah, I got zoom in. All right. Let me zoom in on this. Boom, right there. Okay, so it starts off by saying, oh, damn, no, there's a picture right here. It says 800 ancient stones with Hebrew writing in Puerto Rico authenticated. Right, and there goes the stone right there. Professor Ramos Holden an Aguebania stone, and it reads a remnant of ancient stones, 20 of 800, made its way halfway across the world, solving a 3,500-year-old mystery. What did these stones whisper about the pre-Columbian indigenous people of the island of Puerto Rico? Right? So these stones are attesting to a time of before Columbus even got to that place, right? After rigorous, right? It says rigorous. That means hard, right? Very intensely. After rigorous academic testing, anthropologists, historians, academics, and millions of Puerto Ricans finally have scientific evidence that reveals the language of the stones. Growing up in the mountains of Borican, Puerto Rico, my grandfather told me about some very unique stones which were part of our ancient Taino Indian history. These are rare stones. These rare stones were in the care of one of our greatest principal chiefs, Kakike, right? Aguebanya, who, when Columbus stumbled across our Taino people in 1492, was the principal chief of my home island of Borican, Puerto Rico, right? This is where you get the name Boricua from, right? Borican, Puerto Rico. Knowledge of these stones first came to light when a very sick Taino woman who had tried everything from indigenous herbal remedies to ceremonies lay on her deathbed, compelled to tell a secret her family had carried for generations. She sent runners to find someone in the church who would listen. Why she chose the church, we'll never know. But a monk named Jose Maria Nazario y Cancel came to her bedside. What this elder revealed to this monk changed the historical narrative of our precious island. Right, and there's a key point I want to get to. Now it goes in. This is it right here. There in her tiny bohio thatched roof home, the monk interceded for the old woman's healing. Then she told him her family secret, a secret that went back to the time of Kakike Aguebanya, the principal chief of Borican, which is the Taino Indian name for Puerto Rico, which means the house of the great and valiant Lord. Her secret revealed where to find a hidden stash of stone figurines inscribed with strange symbols and carvings of an ancient people that some called the Hibaro, who had lived in the mountains of the island and still have descended to call themselves by this name to this day, right? The Habaro people, right? And I remember reading the article about that. Let me type that in real quick.
Hebrew people.
Right, exactly. Let me put in people. So, this it goes back to the Hapiro, right? Let's get this up right here. In Moses, the date of Moses, Habiru, a variant spelling of Hapiru or Apiru, a designation of a class of people who made their living by hiring themselves out of various services. The biblical Hebrews had been in Egypt for generations, but apparently they became a threat. So one of the pharaohs enslaved them, unfortunately, and reads on, right? So Habiru can be tied back to Hebrew, right? Or Apiru, Hapiru, right? Or Habiru is the same as Hebrews, right? So that's what that would mean here in this article. Let's go back to that article now, right? Called the Habiru or the Hebrews, who had lived in the mountains of the island and still have descendants who call themselves by this name to this day. Nazario had been educated at the University of Salamanca. His studies had included ancient languages, and he was amazed at what he saw. After comparing the writing on these stones to others from around the world, he came to his conclusion. This writing was a form of ancient Hebrew. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So these artifacts, right? It was hidden and then it was stashed by word of mouth from the woman who was laying on her deathbed, right? It's always been word of mouth. She've always had the understanding of where to find these artifacts, but on her deathbed, she was compelled to tell somebody about them, which was this man here, right? What's his name? Principal monk Jose Maria Nazario y Cancel. She told him where to find these things at, you know, and guess what? He found it, went to study it with rigorous research, and he came to the conclusion like, yes, this is Hebrew writing. So we have Hebrew artifacts, Hebrew writings on these artifacts that was found on the island of Puerto Rico. Right? You got some, King?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I do, cause it really goes back into like oral traditions, right? Where people just pass down um ancient stories, right? And that's kind of what you're seeing right here, right? And that's just like what Paul was talking about when he said this Romans chapter 3 from the top. It says, what advantage then has the Jew, or what profit is there in circumcision, of circumcision? Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of Yahweh, right? So we see that this lady was living that same tradition of an oracle, right? And we could go into the Bantu tribe, the Igbo tribe, and various different tribes of the language of Yoruba, right? And we can see that their oral traditions had had tight, right? Just like our book, right? Or our scrolls. You know, they follow the same things, man. When you go into the Bantu tribes, they actually had different tents for the women's purification period, right? Their administration period, right? Same thing with the people, right? In Demona that left from over here and went to Demona back in the early I think it was like 1900s, right? So, but we see that these oral traditions get passed down and they live in these things. This lady, whether she hid the rocks or if she just knew from her ancestors, it was orally passed down that this is where these stones were,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I just bring that up.
Con. That's right. That's right. Everything is always because stuff gets lost in time. The writings tend to get lost here and there. Which what you can never lose is passing down the oral traditions from generations to generations and so on. Right. So that's
That's
very
right.
powerful with that. So I do want to read a little bit more on this one right here. It says right here it says after a thorough analysis of the stones and their inscriptions, he dismissed an Arawak Taino language origin. Right, so he was saying this is not originated in the Taino language, right, but it's something that precedes that, right. And by 1897, he concluded that the writings were more reminiscent of ancient Hebrew. Comparing this discovery with the spoken Taino language of his day, Nazario discerned words in the Taino Arawak language that were Semitic in origin and pronunciation. So he
Hmm.
dismissed the fact that these writings, these inscriptions on it were not of Arawak Taino language origin, but it's something that precedes that, which would be the Hebrew. So he started comparing the Hebrew pronunciation with the Taino language that they spoke in that time and compared it, and he came to the conclusion that they were very similar. Right?
Man,
Says
hey,
here
that's
one
perfect.
con right, right here says one example is the Taino name for the supreme spirit of spirits, Yah, right? By comparison, the God of the monotheistic Hebrew culture is known by the abbreviated form of his sacred name, Yah, right? Yah, which would mean he is, right? Or Yahweh, which would be he that exists, or he exists, or the self-existing one, right? So Yah is just an abbreviated form of Yahweh, right? So, but what I do want to pull up is a very key point in this article. It says the Taino name for the supreme spirit of spirits, right? And I want to get that in the book of Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 12, right? Hebrews chapter 12 and verse number right here. Hebrews 12 and 9 says, furthermore, right? It's like it. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? Right? So, right here is telling you the Father of spirits. Con. Good, you got it?
Yeah, Salaki. Yeah.
Con. The Father of spirits, right? So the Father of spirits, which would also translate into the supreme spirit of spirits, like we read here in this article, going back. Supreme spirit of spirits, also known as Father of spirits, right? So that's very key to understanding that these inscriptions, right, or what the Taino Arawak people understood as Yah would be the Father of spirits, and we see here in the scriptures the Father of spirits, right? The Most High God Yahweh, right? Khan, go ahead. If you got something before I move on?
Yeah, Khan. It's crazy, man, that you always could go back into historical events, right? Historical things, and Yahweh put it on people's spirit to preserve things, right? And give it to us later on, right? Just so some may believe, right? So it's really an amazing thing, man. I actually want to go into that right quick. Go to John chapter 20 and verse number 28. Because you got some people that never seen Yahweh Shai, but still in all they believe, man. And we part of that, we're part of those people, right? But then we get a little bit of extra oomph, right, from all these ancient artifacts, all these ancient text carvings, right? And it really helps you. It helps certain people, right? Because I will believe even if we didn't have it, right? But it helps some people believe in the truth, man, and understand the truth. All right, go ahead.
God. This is John chapter 20 and verse 28. And Thomas answered and said unto him, my Lord and my God. Yahweh Shai saith unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed.
So that's the key point, and we're gonna read a little bit more on this, but it's blessed who are those who have blind faith, man, like Abraham, man, right? Had blind faith, man, right? Like Isaac, he didn't know what wife he was about to get, right? But he had blind faith that she was gonna be the wife of his dreams, right? And sure enough, when she came through, she was the wife of his dream, a beautiful wife, right? So when we move in faith, we need to move in the unknown, right? But if it helps your belief, just like Timothy, man, Yahweh Shai didn't say, man, you wicked for not believing until you seen, right? But he had to show that wasn't the way that you want to go, man. Blessed are those who have not seen and believed, man, because they're working on blind faith and they trust in the word of Yahweh Shai, right? So that's a beautiful thing that when people like us, man, could say without the artifacts, I will believe in this book just because the validity of the prophecies of what happened to my people, like you ain't had to show me no hieroglyphs. Once you broke it down to me, it's a wrap, right? So keep going.
God. Verse 30, John 20 and 30. And many other signs truly did Yahweh Shai in the presence of his disciples, which are not written in this book.
So he started to substantiate who he was and how much they needed to believe in him immediately, right? and it's so many that the book can't even contain how many miracles he did, right? Do we know the miracles? Did we see the miracles with our own eyes? No. Do we trust in him, and do we trust in the prophecies and the archaeology and astrology? Yeah, man, we trust in all of this, man, right? No matter if we saw him do miracles or not, man, we believe that Yahushua was a prophet sent from God, just like we believe John was a prophet sent from Yahweh, right?
God, that's right. That's
So
right.
go ahead. We're gonna keep going to 31. And
31.
Salaki, my rib.
31. But these are written that ye might believe that Yahweh is the anointed, the son of Yahweh, and that believing ye might have life through his name.
Through what he did and what he established, we have life, man. Through his name, right? But we're gonna believe, man, right? We're gonna believe without ever seeing Yahushua, right? I never looked up into the heavens like John on Patmos and saw Yahushua, and he said, "Hey, look, believe on me as the scripture has said." Right? Nah, but I read the scripture that said, "Believe on me," as the scripture has said, and it tells me, okay, black man, white woolly hair, I believe that he come to save his people and his people only, to put other people in slavery so they could serve his people. I believe that. I trust in that, right? But this video is specifically for those that would not believe unless they see. Right now, you.
That's right. That's right. Right. So, like the brother brought out, man, all of the accounts that Yahweh Shai has done, reading the scriptures, having the spirit filled and our spirit bearing witness with the spirit that the Most High have put in these scriptures to get the understanding, that's on a fold of its own, right? But to hear about historical accounts, to go into archaeology and all of this evidence that's outside of the scriptures, it fortifies our belief and it stamps it even to a stronger foundation to this day, right? Because knowing the
Oh,
scriptures,
one more.
knowing the scriptures by itself, that's fortified enough. But once we get into things outside of the Bible, like archaeological sites, archaeological findings, historical accounts, all of these things, it just fortifies it even more. Go ahead, King.
Con. So one more, King, if you don't mind reading it for me, because he
That's
said
fine.
he was the father of spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says that he was the father of spirits. So let's see, like, why was that even seen, right? Even though you already put a precept on that, but grab this one as well, Job 14:10.
Okay. Is the book of Job 14 and verse number 10. It says, but man dieth and wasteth away. Yea, man giveth up the ghost. And where is he?
So let's jump down to verse number 14.
Verse 14. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come.
So he's letting you know, yes, a man will live again, right? And what happens when we die, right? We get that in the book of you could get that in Ecclesiastes right quick, right? Ecclesiastes, what is that? 6 and
3.
10,
Oh, yeah, I think it's 6 and 10.
right?
6 and 9, I believe.
The body go to dust, and that ain't 10, right? I think it's Salakia.
I think it's 3.
The body go to the into the ground, and the spirit goes up with the Father.
Oh, God.
Which one is that?
I'm trying to find it.
Okay, there we go. It's 3 and verse Salakia, verse 20, I believe.
God, verse 19. Yeah, I'll go straight to the point. Ecclesiastes 3:20. All go unto one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Verse 21.
Uh-huh.
Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth?
So, because beasts, they just come right back, but man, we go upward to the Most High. Once our body returns to dust, right, our spirit, boom, shoots up, right, to the Father. So, when it says the Father of spirits, yeah, man, he cares for the spirits. He created the spirits, right? Yahushua created the spirits, man, right? And that's what they do. They go right back up. So that's just like solidifying what that Artifact was saying, right, about him being the name of it being Boricua, right, being the father of spirits or the Lord of spirits, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it on that, King.
Con. That's right. Supreme Spirit of Spirits, Father of Spirits, Lord of all the spirits. All of that is tied into the Hebrew understanding, right? The Hebraic understanding, and we can see here that the Arawak Taínos, right? They had that understanding as well, passed down through oral tradition. So that's a very powerful thing right here. So yeah, I want to read a little bit more on that. It says right here, it was well known on the island that Juana Morales was the last descendant of Principal Chief Aguebanya. Her story is still told among the mountain people in the interior of the island who still identify as Hibaro, right, or Hebrews, a word that in Taino means people of the mountains, but which bears
Okay.
a strange resemblance to the word Hebrew. Now, watch this. During the 19th and 20th century, Aguebania's library had been exhibited to the public several times and examined by expert scholars of high reputation who speculated that the writing was a form of Hebrew, right? Because in the
Oh,
time of the 19th and 20th century, they always had being a scholar, being a historian, or whatnot. They seen in their times modern Hebrew. Modern Hebrew was predominant around the world in this time of the 19th and 20th century. But what they
God.
noticed on these artifacts was Paleo ancient Hebrew, right? That coincides with the modern today, right? It's paleo and then it's modern. So, but what they were seeing was before the modern Hebrew, before the Hebrew they know at that time. So, this is why they came to the conclusion that this writing was a form of Hebrew, meaning predating the modern Hebrew they know at that time to the paleo ancient script, right? That's very powerful.
That's right.
Many scholars agree these could not be a forgery. Some even theorized that the writings predated the Mayan and Inca writing system. Ooh, man. In
That's heavy.
2012, interest gained traction, and by 2019, it had piqued global curiosity in the Middle East. New tests were done using spectrometry and
Hey, Salakia. I mean, it should make the people in the Middle East wonder, man. It
Mhm.
should make them wonder, right? They should get worried, right? They should have a brain to say, "Damn, somebody's been lying," right? That's why it's called the speculation in the Middle East in 2012, because y'all know y'all not the people, man, right? Why they didn't just say, the small hats, rat nose, rat people, right? Why didn't it just say that, right? It's because they want you to still be at awe of who is worried about this, man. They know, man, right? The cat's out of the bag, man. Right? The Tainos are the real natives of Jerusalem, man. Right? They are the Ephraimites,
Mhm.
right? So the cat's out the bag, man. And that's why they said they speaking like they got worried, right? I want you to read that part again, because
God.
that's heavy, man.
Um,
It said in 2012, right?
yeah. In
Yeah.
2012, interest gained traction, and by 2019, it had peaked global curiosity in the Middle East.
Hey, man, because they trying to figure it out. Why these black people saying who they are? You know what I mean? Why they waking up to their natural, identity, man? Right? Give for me Psalms 80, 83, man. Right? Because this is why they losing their brain, man. These people that was once not a people is becoming a people by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Right?
Mm-hmm. God.
Go ahead.
Psalms 83 and 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
And we the hidden ones, man. Why? We gonna keep reading.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the
Uh-huh.
name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And when this was written, it didn't say Israel, it said Yashar Allah, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, man, let us cut these people off from being Yashar Allah, man. We can't have this no more, man. And now it piqued interest, right, in 2012, but in 2019, they're going crazy trying to figure it out. It's already figured out, man. They're from the tribe of Ephraim, one of the mightiest warrior tribes there is, man. You should be worried, right? You should wonder, right? You should sweat a little bit and stay up at night, man, because God's people are back, right? Are you?
God, and that's right, man. That was only 5 years ago, too. That was
They
yesterday.
see us waking up all over the place, man. You got them Boricuas all over the place, man. New York going crazy. That's why they tripping.
Mm-hmm.
New York going crazy with Ephraim. They're like, nah, we got to figure this out. They cussing us out in the middle of the street. My nephew called me, told me they punched them in the nose. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Punched him in the nose because they say he was a fake Jew or a fake small hat, right? Come on, man. That's why they looking it up, man. They cussing me out in the middle of the street, telling me I ain't the real people. The Bible say you
Mm-hmm.
ain't the real people, right?
Nah,
So they
come on.
getting their feelings getting hurt, man. They had to go try to figure it out. They still trying to figure it out.
That's right. That's right.
But we know. How you?
God. All right, let me go back to it. Yeah, that's right, man. That's powerful. It says in 2012, interest gained traction. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, it's starting to move. In 2012, yeah, okay, we found it. But by 2019, it said peaked global curiosity in the Middle East. Now they stressing out. Now they're like, damn, we can't ignore this fact. We got to deal with it. It's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, man. Reading on. It says new tests were done using spectrometry and X-ray diffraction in Israel. Right? Let's see what spectrometry is.
And where did they start doing it at? Where did they test it at? Right? In Israel. They're trying to figure this thing out, man. Figure it out already, man. Yahweh said it's gonna happen. Man. Right? Let's check it. Let's check it out, man. Let's check out what Yahweh said, man. But go ahead. You get you. I got next.
Right here, spectrometry. What is a spectrometer? In the broadcast sense, a spectrometer is any instrument that is used to measure the variation of a physical characteristic over a given range, right? Or also known as a spectrum, right? It says spectroscopy is the study of the interaction between light and matter, right? So they use all of these new age technological instruments that we have today that we didn't have back then, right? Using these things to figure out the validity of these artifacts, which is why they came to the conclusion in the above in this article where it says right here, Many scholars agree these could not be a forgery. Why? Because they use spectrometry and X-ray diffraction, right? Reading on. This fascinating story came to the attention of the Zenman Institute of Archaeology at the University of Haifa. Right. Let's see real quick before I give it to you. Right. What this is. Right. I'm pretty sure it's owned by the small hats. That's why I'm getting into it. Let me see the Zenman Institute. Let's put location. Yep. The Zinman College of Physical Education and Sports Sciences at the Wingate Institute, public institution. It is located in Netanya, Israel. Right. Yeah. The small hats is getting into this thing, man. You know, go ahead,
Hey,
King. You got it.
if they wasn't worried, they are now. Goddamn.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what it is, man. But watch this. This is why they worried, man. Because this prophecy is coming true, man. It's Romans, right? Chapter 20 chapter Salakia, chapter 9, verse number 24.
Oh, let me grab
Even
it. Slucky. Let me grab it. Go ahead. 9 and 25.
And 24.
Okay, God, go ahead.
Even us, whom he had called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles, as he said in Hosea, right? I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in that place where it was said unto them, ain't no way you could be the children of the Most High, right? Or ye are not my people, there they shall be called the children of the living power, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they see it, man. We going off on them in Florida, right? South Virginia, North Virginia, you know what I mean, New York. You got the Puerto Ricans all on both of those, on all that spectrum, man. All the way from New York to California and in between, man. The Bible tell you that Ephraim is spread about through all tribes, man. Right? Ephraim is another tribe, something like Levi. They're always in the midst of everybody. Right? So hey man, we jamming them up with the truth, man, all the way around this world, man. I yield.
God. That's right. They tell us today, man, y'all, you ain't the people. But no, man. It's said to us that we are the people. And the things that are testing, really crying out and telling us that we are the people is the scriptures, the prophecies, archaeology, history, right? All of this stuff is made by the Father of Spirits, the Most High God, Yahweh, that's given us that understanding. Because once you receive that understanding in your mind, that's the Most High speaking to us, letting us know in these last days that we are the people, right? We're not hearing a giant voice come out the sky saying, look, you guys are the children of Israel. No, the Most High is using the tools that he has for us in these last days. History, archaeology, prophecy, all of these things are telling us that we are the children of the living power in these last days. Right? Go ahead, King.
Con, watch this. On to your point, right? This is the Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse number 13. To your point. Then I saw that wisdom excelled folly, as far as light excelled darkness. Right? So, like the brother was going into, man, it's coming to the light, man. It's coming to the light who the true children of the Most High is, man. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way that you can get around it, right? And another point that the brother has said is the spirit, man. The spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, man. Right? Who else is suffering high levels of oppression, right? But the Puerto Ricans, the people in Congo, the Bantuians, right? The Banga tribe, right? Who else? The city people in East India, right? Who else is suffering as bad as the children of the Most High, man? The Ashanti tribes, man. Right? All right. Well, let's get some more. Let's get some more artifacts up out of here, man.
Alk was cooking. That's right. Let me read the rest of this. right? So they used, of course, spectrometry and X-ray diffraction in Israel. So for all of you brothers and sisters that are just coming in, right, we're going into right now the Hebrew artifacts that were found in Puerto Rico, right? They are using spectrometry, X-ray diffraction, all means of tools of validity to see, and they came to the conclusion that these artifacts are not a forgery, right? It's similar to the Arawak language, and they also came to the conclusion that these artifacts that were found in Puerto Rico go back to the ancient Hebrew, right? That's what we're getting into right now for all you beautiful brothers and sisters that are just now coming in, right? So let me read on the rest of this article. This fascinating story came to the attention of the Zinman Institute of Archaeology at the University of Haifa. Dr. Iris Groman Yaroslavsky did molecular analysis on 20 of these stones. The doctor's results, based on the patina, revealed that these rocks were not forgeries. The results verified what many scholars had theorized. This added to mounting evidence about the origin of the writings. Right now,
And they really didn't want to put right. They really didn't want to put the origin of the people, right? So they they switched it and put the writings. You understand?
right,
The
right.
origins of the people is in there. You understand?
Hey, look at this. Check this out. Check this out. This is a statue of Arawak Taino, so-called Arawak Taino Indian, right? We know would be the descendant of the tribe of Ephraim today, because we know Indian just means savage. Not we ain't using these bywords. This is an Israelite right here, right? Now
That's right.
look what's on his look what he's wearing, right? That's a tunic, right? But look right here, got the fringes on the bottom of his of his little pant legs.
Khan, that's right. And it looked like he got the tassels coming down too.
Khan, you see that?
It looked like he got fringes and tassels on, dog. Hey, we might be on to something, man. You know?
Khan.
Kwam
Right.
Yashala. All right, let's pull up something else, Ock, so we can get the people some more stuff.
Khan. Oh, wait, hold on. Real quick. Watch this. One more. It says the stones are inscribed in a language script previously unknown to linguists. That would be what? The Paleo Ancient Hebrew. With expertise in Phoenician and Proto Hebrew. Expert linguist. See that? Yeah. Expert linguists deciphered the writing to be a mixture of Hebrew with a little bit of Phoenician and an unknown script. Using carbon-14 tests on the red paint found on the stones, they have been dated to approximately 900 BC. Man,
That's crazy.
That's before the Greeks ruled.
It gets no better than that, man. That's 600 years before the Greeks ruled.
That's right.
Man, that if that ain't a nail in the coffin, I don't know what is. And our they say that our Paleo Hebrew, it goes back to Phoenician, right? Like I don't know how they said it, but they said some of us we took on a Phoenician type dialect with the Paleo Hebrew, after captivities and stuff like that. But yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Read on. I'm gonna finish this part. It says that is the time when King David's son Solomon sent out ships from Tarsus throughout the world to collect resources like bronze and gold. Did some of those Hebrew sailors discover this island during their travels? Hey man, so look, if y'all want to really deep dive into this, man, it's very powerful. Look at the history. Just type in look at this brother right here. Oh, praise it. Right. Deep dive into it, man. But yeah, that's it we're gonna do for this this portion of it. Right. So again, in Puerto Rico, there were found over 800 Hebrew artifacts, right? They studied and tested 20 of them, and they came out to not be forgeries, and they go back to the ancient Paleo Hebrew, right?
That's right.
Straight to the point. All right. Now I also want to
That's
let's see what
right.
else we got.
Ephraim in the building. You understand?
Con. I'm gonna pull up the Moabite stone. Let's get that.
Right.
The Mesha steel. Right. So here, right, we have the Mesha steel or the Moabite stone. Is a stele dated around 840 BCE, containing a significant Canaanite inscription in the name of King Mesha of Moab, a kingdom located in modern Jordan. Mesha, right, the king of Moab, this is his account, tells how Chemosh, the god of Moab, had been angry with his people and had allowed them to be subjugated to the kingdom of Yasharallah. But
Uh-oh.
at length, Chemosh returned and assisted Mesha to throw off the yoke of Israel and restore the lands of Moab, right? So right. Oh, hold on. Key point. Mesha also describes his many building projects. It is written in a variant of the Phoenician alphabet, closely related to the Paleo Hebrew script.
He,
Right. So this stone here is an account of Mesha, the king of Moab, in his biblical account, right, of him going in his army or whatnot, going against the children of Israel, right, and being subjugated to them, then coming back and releasing that yoke of iron. So that's his account, his historical reference of him going against our people, man.
I believe it's in the same time period of Solomon or close around that period. Solomon, David, somewhere around that period, man. If I'm
Con.
not mistaken.
We could read about that here in what's it called or what?
Second
Second
King.
Kings. Yeah. Second Kings. Let's get that. Right. This is
Yeah.
Second Kings 3. I'll start from the top. Second Kings 3 and verse 1. Now Jehoram, the son of Ahab, began to reign over Israel in Samaria the 18th year of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, and reigned 12 years. And he wrought evil in the sight of Yahweh, but not like his father and like his mother. For he put away the image of Baal that his father had made. Nevertheless, he cleaved unto the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which made Israel to sin. He departed not therefrom. And Mesha, king of Moab, was a sheep master and rendered unto the king of Israel 100,000 lambs and 100,000
Golly.
rams with the wool. Right? It says right here, verse 5. But it came to pass when Ahab was dead that the king of Moab rebelled against the king of Israel, and King Jehoram went out of Samaria that same time and numbered all Israel, and so on and so forth. Right. So here we see Mesha, the king of Moab, in our records. Right. And now when you go back to the Mesha still, right, we see us being named in the records of Mesha, the king of the Moabites. You can't get around that.
There's no way around that.
Con.
Yep. That's him there, man. And if you can't see the validity, then I don't know what else to tell you. Right, let's get the next thing.
Con. Yeah, if anybody got any questions, go ahead and ask your questions in the chat, All praises. Let's go on to the next thing, Con. Let's see what else I got on the list.
You might as well go right into the Lost Lunar right quick, since it's another stone, right,
Con.
that solidifies the validity or how valid it is that Issachar is from the tribe of Issachar.
Con. All right, so here we have the Los Lunas Decalogue stone, right? The Los Lunas Decalogue stone is a hoax associated with a large boulder. See, and this is why we have to actually go into what the source is, because Wikipedia be trying to knock you off your game, right? But it's not, right? Let me see right here. Anyway, let me click this right here. See, look. let's just go. Let's keep going into it. Right. We know the game
what did it
Esau
say?
be trying to play. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna
What
read.
did it say? Though?
It said it's a hoax. Right. It says associated with a large boulder on the side of Hidden Mountain near Los Lunas, New Mexico, about 35 miles south of Albuquerque, that bears a 9-line inscription carved into a flat panel. The stone is also known as the Los Lunas Mystery Stone or Commandment Rock. The stone has gained notoriety in that some claim the inscription is pre-Columbian and therefore proof of early Semitic contact with the Americas. Right? Con. So let me pull it up in another, because Wikipedia, Esau be trying to throw it in there. New Mexico tourism.
Yeah, they're trying to like make it not so valid. Like somebody could have came up with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nah. A hoax? Nah.
Let's go into this.
I know that we can get you up to speed, but can we get this thing to slow down once it gets there?
You're not going to stop.
Because how is it a hoax and then you found it on the side of a mountain? That's an oxymoron, right? That just doesn't compute. It has to be valid because you found it on the side of a pyramid.
Right. I don't want to see these guys' faces. I'm just trying to. Yeah, this video sucks, but just bear with me real quick. I'm trying to find that one video, but I ain't gonna be able to find it. But anyways, right? So this stone is in New Mexico, right? And it has. See, this is how they know they don't know what they're talking about, because it's written in ancient Paleo Hebrew, and it was discovered in 1933, right? Paleo Hebrew is not predominant in anything, right? Modern Hebrew is dominant at that time. So how would one know to write Paleo ancient Hebrew on the side of a rock in the middle of nowhere if it was a hoax? Makes no sense at all.
That's
this
right.
predates the modern Hebrew. Go ahead, King.
Do me a favor. Go to the images and look at the black stone, right? Because there was a couple found. There wasn't only just one of these found.
The black stone?
No, it's the black lost lunar stone on photos. They should have a darker color one.
This one?
Yeah, can you see the writings on there? Good, because that's the whole point. Let's get to the writings. Let's get to what's on there. There's no way. Look how big it is. There's no way, right? That this could be fake, man. Right? And it says, look right here, ancient Hebrew inscriptions on the lost lunar, right? And then boom, right? We see it. This is the Nawa Hebrew, right? It's the same thing that they was talking about on the for the writings of those ancient people in the Taínos, right? They were speaking a broken dialect mixed with Phoenician type characters of Hebrew as well, right? So these people, they're the same tribe, man. Well, not the same tribe, but the same 12 tribes of Israel. They all spoke after being, in captivity under the Assyrians. We all spoke a broken dialect of the Paleo Hebrew. But now, if you look up the Lashawan Kodash and you link that with the writings that's on this stone, right? You can actually look up the 10 Commandments in the Lashawan Kodash, and it'll be written almost exactly the same as this. So this is what solidifies, right, Issachar, the Mexicans, as being the Issacharites, right? Plus their uncle, right? Matter of fact, go look that up, because I ain't never seen too many people bring that out on the live, man. Right? Go look up the city of Issachar in Mexico.
Okay. I know about the Battle of Issachar, but let me put the city.
Yeah, get the city of Issachar.
Yeah, it's spelled Izukar
Yeah, the
right here.
Izukar, right? But it comes from that battle, from the ancient grandfather or the ancestry, right? Yeah, let's read
Mm-hmm.
about that right quick.
Gone. Okay, gone. Izukar de Matamoros is a city in Izukar de Matamoros municipality located in the southwestern part of the Mexican state of Puebla. Right there on the map.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. The city
So
serves
deep
as
and
con.
it's a lot, and in this part of Mexico is where the quote unquote black and brown Mexicans are, or the darker Mexicans, also Afro Mexicans. They're in this part of Puebla, right? This is where you could go see the ancient. I actually got snapshots of it, right? Where you can see the ancient depictions of the native of these lands, and they're dark skinned, melanated, uh, Indian type people, right? I just wanted to bring that out right quick. But go ahead, Salaki.
Um, yeah, I want to bring that out too right here.
Kind of all praises. Cause I can't really do it on my phone. You know, I only could do so much.
I'm trying to find it.
They got the landmass. What it was like It was like Chula Cl- Klapua or something like that.
Here we
I
go.
know how it was. Yeah, there we go. What they would call them, they would rather be called black and brown, right, rather than Afro Mexicans, because they feel like it's a bad uh connotation to it. And
Right.
everybody should go watch that one video right there. You'll see all the writings. Look, there it goes right there. All the drawings and writing on the walls, right, that they depicted.
Oh, matter of fact, I do want to just on that topic alone. I was looking at this. It's why it's good to go into these vloggers, right? These vloggers be having they be going around the world and stuff, but they don't even know what they're encountering, right? But we know through the spirit what they
Yeah,
encounter. So,
I
like,
posted it in the chat. One of them that I was watching, man, he made me want to learn Spanish, man, because it's cool to go down there and actually dwell with your people, man. You speak Spanish with them and they treat you as family.
right. Is this it right here? Nope.
And you know, Esau, the best way to divide the people is the same way that Yahweh did, man. He put a language barrier in between the people that was building the Tower of Babel, right? And that's how they wasn't able to communicate to continue building. Same way with us, man. Esau got us speaking dang French, right? Portuguese, Spanish, right? Mexican Spanish, English, Latin, right? We speaking all these damn languages, and we see one another and we chill with one another. And as much as we love one another, we can't understand nothing that we saying, right? Brothers is doing charades with a brother that you're supposed to be like, yeah, bro, Saturday, that was crazy. You know, and
mm-hmm.
you can't even do that because there's a language barrier, man. He knew what he was doing. When they said, um, let's make the children of Israel not a people no more. Hey man, they did a number on making that come to pass, man.
God, that's right. Lost. Just like it says right here. I want to pull this up, right? I liked it so I can have it in my so I can save it, right? But since the so-called Black American tribe they hid from us, this is very powerful. I was watching this the other day.
Hi, we're visible.
Nope, we ain't doing that here. Watch this though.
Fair
So
use,
like
fair use.
fair use, right? So let me skip down. I want to go straight to
Yeah,
the mural. Look at this mural right here. I don't know if you can see.
yeah,
Can you
this
see
the
that?
bro right here. This is what I was talking about.
See that mural?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. So
This actually,
this mural right here is actually her right here. you know, and look at yeah.
De ese barrio,
The
de
value.
ese comunidad.
De la comunidad. Bueno, pues somos una comunidad muy tranquila,
Muy, muy tranquila.
demasiado, los muchachos andan a caballo,
Sí.
Bueno, por ejemplo, nosotros tenemos un restaurancito, hay
Yeah, see,
personas
man,
que
look, we Israelites, straight to the point.
Israelites, man.
Israelites,
Look at that one.
you know.
And they chopping it up. When you look at that picture too, when you look at that picture, man, that's a dark skin person right there, man, on that background.
Look at that. Oh yeah, that's
Look,
beautiful.
look,
Going back.
that's Jake, man.
Yeah, that's Jake.
That's
Jake and
look
Eve
at
right
Jake. That's Jake and Eve, man. Look at Jake.
there. oh,
And
look
that's
at
the
this
shield
one.
of home.
Boom.
Look, that's the what it is, the arms of many
Right here, this
colors,
part.
shield of home. Look at that, man. Jake out
What did he
there,
say? Let me
man.
see what he said.
Right here, there's some other pictures of Black Seminole. Oh, that's the interpreter. Black Seminole interpreter. And this is okay.
Ancient sister right there. If you could zoom in, that that quote unquote. Well, we just gonna call it what it is. That is a co-write talking than ever.
God.
Some more pictures right here.
Look at that. There's a car in the building.
Wow.
Oh, right here.
Here
That's
we
the
are.
region. Look, they because the girl that was talking at the beginning, right, with the red shirt on, the one who had her face painted at the view. I remember she said something about they came from the Florida area and they fled down into Mexico during slavery, you know, and vice versa. So there's a whole migration pattern going around this southern part, right? Everyone's fleeing from here, going down south, coming from down south, going back up. It's just a whole bunch of Seminole and Native American Indians, man. It's a lot going on. So this is why we're scattered.
It's crazy. That's why I told I always tell people, man, don't think that when you go down to Mexico that is only Issachar down there, man. We have Reubenites down there, Gadites, just like the same thing in America. How we kind of think on our spirit, and we like, damn, I might be, from this tribe, I might be from that tribe, right? Due to my spirit, right? Because each spirit has a flesh it goes back to, right? So we know who we are through the spirit more than just through the flesh, right? So, but look, man, that shows you right there, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And that happened in the 1800s, man. You feel what I'm saying? We was fleeing those damn heathens.
God, that's right.
And trust me, Reuben is out there in Minnesota, right? And when that arrow was going through Minnesota, coming back down, and they was helping us escape. The natives was helping the Southern Kingdom that was getting brought over here escape, man. So even you have Benjamites down there, man, that speak Spanish and look like a regular native Mexican. You know what I mean?
Oh, look at that. Oh man, yeah, that's powerful.
Bro, we out there, bro. We out there.
We in
You
this
understand
thing.
me? And this is why it's good, man, to be checking in on all that stuff, man. That brother is a mighty brother, man. He goes to different places. You know, I think any place that speaks Spanish, he's there. You feel what I'm saying? He actually travels to all countries. I think he even went to the Caribbeans, right, and dealt with the people of their land. That's just what he does. He travels and go, sees. He go check out the ancient, the ancient pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, Khan. And there's something also, because this is what I do on my I save playlists, right? Just before we move on to the next, I just want to pull something out real fast. I go to my playlist here, stuff that I save, and this playlist that I got called Israelites Scattered, right? I got to actually add that one into there, right?
Like you can even go into like Amsterdam in the UK, bro, and they got certain sections that's set apart just for the Israelites. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? That's why we have you know, IUIC UK, man, edition. Right?
Mm-hmm. Gone. And he's actually doing this in Japan right now. She lives in Japan. Her dad's from Arkansas. Her mom is from Okinawa. So her dad is so-called Negro, right? Israelite from the Americas, man. Israelite scattered.
Hey,
You know, so
that's
man,
crazy. Same thing in the Philippines. So every time you're dealing with a Filipino, man, just don't write them off, man. We was over there. You feel what
that's
I'm
right.
saying?
Right. Shout out to True Nation Philippines, man. All praise. Let's get into a
Hey,
few more of these. I got one more I want to pull up right here. It's called the Arad Ostraka, right? Let me share my screen again. There we go.
bring it out.
Right, so the Arad Ostraka, right, is from 597 BC, right? It says it's a letter to Zedekiah from Arad. Let me click it so it gets bigger. Why did it do that? It was pretty big. It says, look, Arad Ostraka Zedekiah and the Edomite attack. And it's got an Edomite holding it. So this is a letter that Zedekiah had written down. It says Zedekiah's reply to Arad: send troops to Ramah Negev or die. Edom's threat. Let's see if I can click this to get it bigger. Click here.
Man,
Oh.
that was a little bit. That was just a little bit after David and Solomon.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's something right here. Number 40 letter, number 24. So look, man, all this stuff is everywhere. Matter of fact, I wanna man, it's not letting me
And what's crazy too is that it's written on the same thing that the scrolls is written on, or
Mm-hmm.
it's almost the same type of texture of writing pad that we use.
Right. Yeah, man. Carbon ink, a verse. Your sons Gemariah and Nehemiah, great Malachijah, I have blessed you by Yahweh. And now your servant has listened to what you have said and have spoken to my Lord everything that man requested. And Ishijah came from you, but I gave no man from there. And behold, you know about the question from Edom. So this is. Let me get to a key point real quick. It's hard to see.
Yeah,
It
I don't
says
know where you're
Zedekiah
reading it
had.
at.
Oh, Slucky. I thought I had it up. Here we go. It says, this is a follow-up letter from King Zedekiah after his first request in Ostracon number 40 to send troops to Ramah Negev was refused, first by troop commander of Kaina and second by Melchijah at Arad. Zedekiah now orders Eliashib, the top commander of Arad, to order troops. So this is basically a letter Zedekiah had wrote, right, that they
Right,
found,
a scripture. Yeah.
right, inscription, right. It says right here, number 1, Zedekiah, king of Judah. 2, army of 50. Go on, and it's just key points that they have written in here. Number 9 says Edom is mentioned in Arad, Ostraka, 321, and so forth, right? So this is historical evidence right here as well. Edomite histories in there and all of that good stuff, man.
Right. And this is why we have to figure out who we are, because everybody else, they know, right? And we the only ones that don't care, right? Get for me that in Isaiah, right? Because we the only ones that don't care who we are and who we go back to. Everybody else doing their due diligence and their studies, and these people is not even as smart and as wise as us, right? But they just did such a number on our people that we'll rather study their literature rather than going deeper and deeper and deeper into historical events to prove who we are, right? This is why this video, and if y'all go watch True Nation video, is so important, right? Because if we don't find out who we are, we're gonna constantly be niggas and Hispanics and damn Boricuas, right, in America, man, right? And we need to go back to our ancient culture, our ancient heritage, man, and say to heck, right, with the with under Satan's authority, man, with the US of A, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But that all comes with us making sure that we validate who we are and why we say that. And this is part of it, man. Right? It gets no better than knowing that you are Israelite, man. Once you know better, you do better, man. Right? And that's what makes us repent. That's what makes us turn back to the Most High. That's part of the Holy Spirit, man, which ends up becoming the Holy Spirit of discipline, or the Holy Spirit that gives you all wisdom and truth, right?
That's right.
It's because you know who you are that you get that, man. You get that comfort, right? Go ahead.
Guys, Isaiah 30:9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Yahweh, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits.
Right now, I asked for Isaiah 1, so if you're gonna go into that, you can.
Isaiah 1. So basically, yeah, I could bring this up real fast, right, and break it down. So they don't want to hear this. Our people are rebellious. They're lying children. They don't want to hear the law or the instructions of the Father. They don't want to attend their mind, their ears, or anything that has anything to do with the Bible, right? This historical evidence and archaeological evidence, these prophecies and this truth that we're bringing out, they don't want to hear it, right? They want to hear deceitful things, right? Smooth things, things that are easy for them to comprehend in their fixed minds to this society. Right. Let's talk about the basketball game. I don't want to hear about that Zedekiah or whatever Los Lunas Stone stuff you bring in. I don't want to hear that stuff, man. Let's talk about the NBA game. Let's talk about that new Kendrick Lamar video that just came out. Right. That's rebellious people, man. Right. That's
Salafi too. Even for brothers and sisters in the truth, sometimes, or they believe that they in the truth, right? But they don't really do what truth people do. They get tired of hearing this, right? Brothers would rather see us get on Edom, right? And prophesy and bring up all the Dukes of Edom on here. We had Dukes of Edom on here. We probably had 10 viewers, right? But proving how valid it is that you're an Israelite, right? Nah, I log off and go somewhere else. I know. But if we want to prove who the devil is, right? And we constantly talking about who the devil is, there'll be more viewers on here, man. Right? But when you talk about that, you the Israelites, right? They come a high level of responsibility with that, man. Brothers like, nope, not today, right? But now we're gonna stay on this topic, right? This topic, brothers repent, right? Go ahead and read that for me.
Isaiah 1:3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider.
We don't even consider it, bro. Like when we looking up all these different things, that was my first time even seeing Zedekiah's writing, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like that was my first time reading that Taino, right? Thing, man. Right, but it all links up exactly where it's supposed to. But if it was up to us, man, we would ignore that we're the chosen people of God, because that comes with putting stipulations on your life, man. We see it all the time, man. Right? We see it every day, bro. We go out there, hey, you know you're Israelite, right? Yeah. I'm Israel. What tribe you come from? The 12 tribes of Israel. I'm Judah, right? Who told you was Judah? Right? You got an Issachar right walking up to you talking about he Judah, right? You know what I mean? So we gotta do better, man, as a nation, right? And a lot of it comes with our delivery and our level of obedience, so people could see it, man. Right? Because at work, brothers seeing me call off on these Sabbath days, you feel what I'm saying? And they're like, damn, that brother's zealous about them Sabbath days, right? And the guy I work for, man, I'm almost on the verge. Y'all might need to pray for mercy for me, but I think he about to let me go, man. It's getting so real. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm going to follow God because I trust in the Lord, man, with all my heart, all my mind, all my soul. And people claim that they do, but they really don't. If I go into right, matter of fact, read on.
God, verse 4. Sinful nation.
Hey man, pains this brother to see his family like that, man. A sinful nation, man. It hurts his gut hurt, right?
Look, that got the
At
exclamation
last.
marks on it. You gotta exclamate that thing, man.
Said I'm astonished. These people.
You can't just be like, sinful. You're like, sinful nation. Damn it. Right.
And it hurt too. It hurt too because in our obedience, we get the kingdom back. Yeah?
God.
That's crazy. That must say, you know what I mean? Just like how Ishashua, right? At last, wasted away is he. You know? Go ahead.
It says, sinful nation. You gotta yell that thing, man, right?
You gotta yell that thing, man. It gotta hurt.
That's right. A people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers. Vex, man.
He like this.
Yeah. The children that are corrupters, they have forsaken Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward.
And they don't want to come back forward, man. They run from this truth, man. They run from the edification, man. Drop down to verse 14. Right? They run from this thing, man. They don't want to be told what they're doing wrong, man. Like the brother brought out in Isaiah 30 and verse 9. Right? These people don't want to be reproved, man. Right? And we could go into Proverbs and it tell you a person that don't want to be reproved is a fool, bro. And they ain't nothing but destined for destruction. Right?
Go ahead. We got somebody jumped off again.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? There's no way around it, man. There's no way around it, man. It's gonna happen. Why? Because Israel don't like being Israel.
Verse 4. Real quick. The thing that I like to bring out all the time is like it's a different way, a big drastic difference of you know the truth and you're in the truth. Two totally different things. You see, you know the truth, but are you in it? It's two different things.
Right. And when you in it is where you put your trust at. Right. Where's your trust?
That's right. Verse 14. It says, your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth.
Why? Because you people don't even want to be reproved. All y'all doing is partying on my dang feast day instead of knowing why you're doing it, loving doing it for the fact that it's me and you serving me, right? You people y'all brain is bad, man. Right? Go ahead.
It says, they are trouble unto me. I'm weary to bear them.
He said, I'm watching y'all do this, man. You people, y'all. And then this time, bro, right after you drinking, boom, right after you get drunk and all loaded, you going, you're having orgies together. You know, you're doing all kind of abominable works, you know. And he said, man, you don't like them, man. Right? Because throughout the week, y'all was doing the swinging thing, man. You know, one wife over here, husband switch, that one, this. And then you come in and doing my feast days, man. Right? But the Lord don't want that, man. He don't want you to just do this thing because you commanded to. He wants you to do this thing because you love Yahweh, right? And the promises is for you, right? And not only because of the promises, man, simply because you love Yahweh, man, right? That's it, man. And if your heart ain't in that place, dog, eventually you're going to get destroyed. No matter how many fringes you wear, no matter how good your talk is, right, you're going to get jammed up, man. Right? But I yield on that point in Isaiah.
Come on. All right, let's bring out a few more before we close out.
Yeah, let's bring out one more.
I want to bring out this Lachish Ewer, right? It's a pot. It says Lachish Ewer encryption. Let me read this one. Let's visit that. Look, you see the menorah right on that thing right there. Why is it not giving me a description? Let me go back. Close that, Salakia. But here goes a pottery, a piece of pottery, right? Called the Lachish Ewer. Let me
They
get
got
out
the
images.
menorah.
Right, here you go.
The menorah look like an olive tree too. When you think about it.
Right, look at that. It says the Lachish Ewer is an ancient jug discovered at Tel Al-Duwar, right? And Lachish was an ancient Israelite city in the Shephelah region of Canaan on the south bank of the Lachish River, mentioned several times in the Hebrew Bible. The current Tel by that name, known as Tel Lachish or Tel El-Duwer, has been identified with Lachish today, right? And it says, dating from the late 13th century BC. Man, that's the 1300s. The 1200 BC, 1200 era, right? Which is the 13th century. Identified as the site of the ancient city of Lachish, one of the most important cities in the kingdom of Judah. Man, that thing goes way back. It says the dedicatory inscription on the Lachish Ewer shows the word Elat positioned immediately over the tree, indicating the tree as a representation of the goddess Elat. But hold on. This goes back into the when we was going off. Asherah. Right?
Asherah.
Or Arsarith, or not Arsarith. Asherah is the same as what's that name of Easter? There you go. Right, Astarte, all the same damn
thing. Fertility god.
God.
But what's crazy though, we have our own stuff right along with it. The way that he even they drew the tree, right, was in the same manner of the temple, man, of the menorah.
Right here. It says tomb deposits from Gezer, including drawing of menorah-like shape. Right here, boom.
Yep, like a tree, but they used it as a menorah and then put a fake god on top of it, just like they made the calf, right, in Egypt, and they named it Yahweh.
Right. Right.
All praise to the Most High, man. Well, we sure got a little bit. Matter of fact, let's grab one more right quick before we end up. Grab the rock, right? Grab the rock that was split and the water poured out.
Okay, come.
So I think it's the rock of Meribah. Where Moses smoked the rock. Let's do that.
And of course, the pillar of salt too, the Sodom Gomorrah stuff, man.
We can kind of speed. We can kind of speed through a couple of them just off GP. So, but look, that's the rock.
Hot, barren area without water to be seen anywhere. And so one of the greatest miracles happens when Moses strikes a rock and the rock splits and water pours forth. For so many people, this sounds just like legend, but right near the alleged site of Mount Sinai, we come across this massive split rock. And one of the most distinguishing features of this is, as you can see below it, and then also to the side, is that the rock is smooth, as if tons and tons of water came straight from that rock down and then filled the area. As we're driving here, the rocks were all jagged, square-shaped, circle-shaped. It was terrible for the car. But then right here, and only right here, below the rock, the area is smooth. And so when you're coming around that corner, You have no idea what you're about to see, and then this is right there, surprising you, looking at you as you come around that corner. And this is one of the most pieces of evidence that the Exodus did in fact happen in Saudi Arabia.
Right. So like how can you explain this, right, without the biblical account of Moses striking the rock and it splitting in half, right? You can't, there's no other explanation for this type of design to happen to this rock right here at all.
Man.
You can't
And
even
they
fathom
said,
a thought of that. Go ahead, King. Crazy.
and they even said if when you get close to the rock and you look inside of there, you could see it where it was streams of water coming out of the rock. Like that's how crazy it was. And you got to think about it. They had to have 2 million people, right? About roughly 2 million people plus cattle drink from this water, right? Because they left out with much substance and 600,000 men, right? 600,000 plus men, but it's not including the women and the children. So it had to be at least 2 million something people that left out of Egypt, man. Right? To
And
get
look how small. Look how small they are. Look at that. Look how tiny they are.
You couldn't hit that little bitty rock and get water. You had to hit the big rock and get water. But yeah, it shows you the streams, the different streams where the water kept pouring until Yahweh shut it off.
Man, that's mighty right there.
Yep,
tiny compared to that rock. Right, one more. Let's get just one more.
God, the water for that too.
God, all praise to the Most High. There's another one, right? Sodom and Gomorrah today, right? You go to the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. It's the same as you stepping and being inside a giant ashtray. That's the only place in the world that's like this, right? Let's see what he says.
Burned pottery. It's full of the fragments of human bones. The question is what evidence is there of this burning sulfur that rained down? Well, it seems that the culprit are these sulfur balls that are also found in this area.
To light them on fire. And they said the way that they go out, is the ash around it smothers it. So when it hits, it stays burning, and then the ash, so it'll burn for a while till it makes ash around it to smother it.
The same fire disaster. And there's no reason why an army would attack a bunch of graves and burn a cemetery. And so this was one of the major reasons that they interpreted the destruction here as being caused by a natural disaster. In the excavation report, they show pictures of the bones in the graves that were warped by the heat. Okay, so I'm just leaving the cemetery of Babadra, that is Sodom, and I'm driving about 8 miles to the south to another excavated site identified as the biblical city of Gomorrah. Through this ash, as you can see, there's this destruction layer is filled with human bone remains. Here's some ribs found in this area, burned pottery, a total burn destruction. The excavators here, the main excavator here is.
That's how America's about to be, a total burn destruction.
Man. And I mean on a high level. He said this burn is going to be different, more than Sodom and Gomorrah.
God, I want to point this part out right here and then we can close.
Sulfur ball. Sulfur ball. Everywhere.
That's ashes. That's the same color, the same texture of what we get at the end of when we be barbecuing and all that stuff. That grayish ash from the result of the fire and the burning of whatever we burnt. That's that same thing on the side right here. Like, bam! Look at all that. Hey, look what he says right here. I remember this part.
What is called in situ, in place. Their place right here in this particular layer. So if I
so he probably saying that
in the ravines, and so you have all that goes to say is the reason. One of the main reasons that I'm doing so much research here is that I'm working on a book called "You Can" on a sequel to that.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Over
like
here.
the land, then they're going to burn up. You can see the goo; it's just melting down to goo and then dripping off. So really, anywhere that they would have landed on land, they would have burned up like this, and they would have burned anything flammable around them. This is how the cities in the plain were burned. However, if they would have hit the water of the Dead Sea, that would have extinguished them, and therefore they wouldn't have burned up, and they would have sank down to the bottom of the floor of the Dead Sea and been preserved in a geological layer.
Man, that was wild.
It stays on fire, bro.
Yeah, that's right. That's
hey,
right.
man, you know, it gets no better than that. Call lawyer, how about him? I got a couple closing precepts, and we can get out of here. I know you probably got some.
Yeah, I got one actually. What you got? Let me hold on. Let me share it real quick. Boom. All right, what you got, King?
I got Hebrews chapter 4 and verse number 12.
God. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 4 and verse number 12. It says, "For the word of Yahweh is quick." It's like my mouse. "For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart."
So the word is quick, right? Go get that quick in the Hebrew, and it says that it's a discerner, right? It's a discerner of the thoughts of the brain, right? This word could literally make you alive, right? This word could also, right, change the way that you think. This word could do it alone, but we went into archaeology, how you say it? Isn't it geographic? We went into, accurate pottery, right? The stones, right? The depictions. Our brother going down into southern Mexico, the Seminole Indians, right? We went into all these different things, and if you were a true believer, you would have believed it just from hearing the words. This is just extra, a cherry on top. Boom, right? So it said the word of God is quick, right? Go ahead.
Calm. Oh, well, you say get that word for quick, which means here to live, to breathe, be among the living, not lifeless, not dead.
So the word of God is alive, meaning when he says it, it happens. And you could bet your bottom dollar on it that if he said something's going to happen later, it's going to happen. He's so good at what he does, right? Yahushua is so good at what he does by being the true and living word of Yahweh, that when he said, a king gonna come up in Babylon named Nebuchadnezzar, that's gonna take my children into captivity. And whoever does not obey him, right, will be destroyed. And then he said he's gonna reign, it's gonna be 70 years, right, of his reign. How long did Nebuchadnezzar reign? 70 years, right? His word is quick, living, right? And it hits you dead to the soul, man. Once you hear that you're an Israelite, you like, ooh, boom. Some people that really get into this thing, man, it's like, ooh, like that's it. This is it, right? Because his word is quick and living, right? And it's like a double-edged sword that pierces through the bone and the marrow, right? Give for me Jeremiah chapter 1 and no, matter of fact, that one Jeremiah that we just read, I could get it somewhere else. But that one Jeremiah that we just read, I think it was 20 or 16. Jeremiah, that fire shot through his bones, because that's what it's talking about. Dividing bones asunder, man. It's taking you away from your family and bringing you into the family of Yasharala, right?
We never went into Jeremiah, but I don't know which one you wanted. Can you paraphrase it again?
It could have been yeah, I'll paraphrase it. It says it's like a fire shot through his bone. He couldn't help but to speak the words of Yahweh.
Con, I'll start at verse 8. Jeremiah 20:8. It says, "For since I spake, I cried out, I cried violence and spoil, because the word of Yahweh was made a reproach unto me and a derision daily."
So he's crying out, he's trying to rebuke these people, but it felt like it was all for nothing because nobody was listening. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 9. Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name, but his word was in mine heart as a burning fire shut up in my bones. Mm-hmm. And I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay.
Yeah, he could not keep still, man. So it's saying the same thing, right? That the Lord is saying that the word of God is, man. The word of God is quick, powerful, right? Sharper than the two-edged sword. It pierces through your soul to wake you up to who you are, man. Mm-hmm. Right? There's no doubt in your mind that you're a child of Israel. No matter what tribe you might come from or might not come from of Israel, right? There's no doubt in your mind when you hear these living words, man, that you're a child of God. No doubt, right? I yield right there.
Con. Let me just get straight to the point on Psalms 119.
All right, then I want 1 Timothy after that.
Psalms 119 and let me see, I think it's 103.
145. That's it. 45. Well, that's what I thought about earlier.
Started 107. It says Psalms 119, 107. I am afflicted very much. Quicken me, O Yahweh, right? Quicken means to be made alive, right? To come and to breathe this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, being made alive in the spirit, right? According to what? According unto thy word, right? So yeah, just want to get straight to the point on that.
Get straight to the point on 46 too.
You said, wait, Salaki, you cut off a little bit.
Go down to 46. Okay. 140. Salaki.
Oh, okay, come.
Yeah, 146.
Psalms 119 and 146. I cried unto thee, save me, and I shall keep thy testimonies. And
that's what we brought out today, the Lord's testimonies, man. This is what keeps us, realizing that Yahweh will judge you, man. At the same time, Yahweh loves you, man. Whoever would make something miraculous like a rock be split of that mass, right, and give you all that water that it even still has corrosion, even unto this day that you can see with your own naked eye, right? That testimony, man, it does nothing but empower you that you could trust in Yahweh, man, right? Get for me 1 First Timothy chapter 6 and verse number 20, because whether we did the science of it and we looked into it and we grabbed all these different like scientific evidence, I keep on harping on the same thing that even Yahushua said, those that believe on me, as the scripture has said, right, out of their belly shall flow, right, rivers of living water. So that's what we dealing with at the uttermost, right? It's just the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? Simply, right, would give us the understanding of the scriptures, man, and trusting that these words are true is always gonna help, right? But when you go into the scrolls of the Psalms, right, the writings of David, right, you look up the scrolls of Isaiah, and it's like boom, 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 and long scrolls, right? That only solidifies in your brain that everything that we've been reading is true. That's why we do go to the testimonies, because I believe thy precepts through thy testimonies, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's go.
First Timothy 6 and 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust.
So keep, right? Understand and keep that's committed to thy trust, right? Go ahead.
Avoiding profane and vain babblings, and oppositions of science, falsely so called.
Falsely so called, man. Oppositions of science, falsely so called, man. Because people start bringing up different things, trying to prove you wrong, man. But what did Paul tell Timothy? Hey, hold tight to what you already know and that you trust in, man. Hold tight to that. Don't worry about when somebody else come up with some false facts or whatever they deem as facts, you know. Like King James is a white man and he was a pedophile and he was this, that, and the third and gay and all this. Don't worry about that, right? Because I'm gonna show you. I got a book for you that disproves that, right? Don't worry about those profane and vain babblings, right? When people start talking about worldly stuff, 1,000,000 miles a minute, man, run, right? Do like Job. He was evil, man. He got the hell up out of there, right? So he's telling Timothy the same thing, because people will be with you with a false doctrine and make it look good, sprinkling it with truth. Right?
Reading on. Verse 21. Which some professing have erred concerning the faith. Grace be with you, Aman.
Speak on it, all right?
I got you right now. Right. So it says right here, some professing have erred. So when people start to add their own little twist in science to this thing, well, how can that be so? If this didn't happen, it had to happen like this. And well, if I don't really believe that account actually came true because we don't see they have all of this damn knowledge, right? That deters them and moves them away from actually having faith. We have faith that it happened, right? We have faith and believe that it happened, but you don't have enough faith and you're not walking in the faith because now you're trying to add, well, if that were to happen like that, it would have to happen this way. And the science kind of proves it didn't really. No, man. Right? Look at the G&T says. This is powerful. Verse 20 says, Timothy, keep safe what has been entrusted to your care. Avoid the profane talk and foolish arguments of what some people wrongly call knowledge. For some have claimed to possess it, and as a result, they have lost the way of faith. Man, you see that? So stop listening to these jakes who think they know everything. And stop listening to these jakes who claim they know what they know and they have the knowledge of it. But if it's not based on faith and faith being that ground, that foundation, it's BS. It's just vain babbling. It's meaningless. You know, just like the Big Bang theory is, well, that was the Big Bang and it had to happen like this. Well, I believe in that's where all these atheists come from and all of these damn people that claim they know everything. They don't know nothing at all if it ain't according to the scriptures. That's the Isaiah 8:20. Right. Let's close out with that.
Brother started speaking in tongues just now. You spoke so fast, man. I thought you were speaking Hebrew 100 miles a minute.
God.
So I'm gonna get I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna get one more.
All right, what you want?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 118, right, Salakia? 118, verse 9. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in princes, right? Dropping down to 17. I shall not die, but live and declare the works of Yahweh, right? So we trust in Yahweh, man, and we declare his works all the way around the earth, man. Anybody that could wake up, right? Some decrepit people like me and Captain Khalil, man, and change our ways and clean us up, man, right? This is a miracle. That got to be a living power. That got to be a living God. This word has to be living, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. One more, last one. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20, the classic, right? It reads here. It says, to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Right. So if you ain't speaking according to the law, which translates also into instructions, ordinances, statutes, if you're not speaking to what the law instructs you to do, right, or to the testimony, meaning the acts of the Most High, the things he's done for us, all of his great testimonies, whether it be the Red Sea, whether it be Sodom and Gomorrah, the acts in Genesis, sending his son to come and die for the remission of sins, etc. If you're not speaking to the law or the testimony, right? In other words, if you're not speaking according to the Torah and all the other historical accounts of the Bible, right, and the validity in them, if you don't speak according to that, that means there's no light in them. You're just walking in darkness, right? No faith, no foundation, to and fro, swaying like a ship in a storm, double-minded, all of these things in between, man, right?
That's right.
But yeah, man. With that, look, the validity, the Bible's real, right? We proved it time and time again, and it's not even us proving it. The Most High is proving it, right? In these last days and in times past, it's been proven. You can't get around it. Have that faith, have that foundation. All praise to the Most High. Go ahead, King.
Call Allah Yahweh Shem Shai, man, and look up the River Euphrates, man, and go read Revelation, where I believe it's chapter 20,
chapter
right?
8,
or chapter 12, chapter 8. Yeah, there you go. 86. Yeah. The Euphrates drying up, man. Right? And the kings of the east, they already getting into it, man. Right? In the west, they about to get involved. Right? And then that place is gonna turn to Yahweh Shaphat, man. The land of judgment. Right? So man, with that, man, I want to say the water for everybody tuning in that did tune in and logged off, and the other people that's gonna tune in later, man. The water for us, yak. Right? Or talk that good talk that Yahweh, right, has placed in our heart to do so. Man, and Shalom, man, may peace and blessings rain upon you and your family for a season of time till we get this kingdom.
All praise to the Most High. Shalom. Kwam Yashala.
Shalom. Kwam Yashala.